In honor of 3,000 subscribers, this feels like a perfect video to watch because it's about how the Sidemen, who are a big part in obviously what I'm doing, made their $100 million empire. So it kind of feels fitting as like a celebratory milestone because obviously they have hit tons of milestones. And of course, it's a short video, which is always a dub. Someone commented this as a recommendation on a video and it got a ton of upvotes, so that's why I just kind of got right to it. In general, I do try to do that if there's a lot of people saying the same video or a video recommendation gets a lot of upvotes, I try to do it. And that goes hand in hand with my 3,000 subscriber YouTube video I'm going to be doing. So head over to my page and go ahead and vote on what YouTube video you want me to get drunk with. I'm going to go with what everyone has the most likes in the comments. So just comment what you want to see me do and give upvotes to the videos that you think would be great. What do you wish you had more talent doing is one of the best questions you can ask because you know what? I always have thought that if I could sing, that would be the #1 talent I would pick. I say that because it's very clear to me when people have a beautiful voice, it touches everyone essentially. Like if someone goes up, grabs the mic and just sings something beautifully, the whole audience, people are getting chills. Like there's just something that music can do to people that other things can't. As much as I love a good TV show and I love, a lot of different things, I just think music has its own kind of category and you just can't explain the feeling you can get when you listen to your favorite song, when you go to concerts. Like it's just a magical experience and it'd be incredible to be the person giving that to other people. Per usual, let me know what you wish you had a talent for. What would be your choice? I want to know. We'll talk about it, but your answer should be singing. It's time to get into today's video. It's a quick one. I'm excited to see it nonetheless. Let's go. Wow, guys, this is way shorter than I thought. Holy. We've got 10 minutes of content. That's it. Wow. It's okay. We need to see it. This needs to be seen. Okay, here we go, guys.
In 2022, the Sidemen are international superstars. They're creative pioneers, lucrative businessmen, and the face of UK YouTube. But all this fame and acclaim starts with 7 lads in their bedrooms itching for an impossible future. It's a success story for the ages, but can it ever be done again? The inspirational journey is a decade in the making. Let's whiz through it. Simon and JJ knew each other in school, as did Toby and Josh. They hung out online for a while before inviting Ethan one day in 2013. Vic joined later that year, and the 6 of them began a GTA group called the Ultimate Sidemen. Fancying one more member, the group was completed with Harry's arrival in early 2014. All 7 were creating individually on their own channels before deciding to join forces. And thus, the Sidemen were born.
Okay.
Their first year was a quick success. Their GTA videos found traction, and clearly the boys had stumbled upon something interesting.
I know this is an early pause, but I had no idea that the Sidemen name essentially came from the group they called themselves on GTA, and I also did not know that they started essentially because of GTA. That's crazy. Okay.
So much so that with their growing platforms, rising monetization, and flourishing friendship, they left their parents' homes and created the Sidemen House.
Oh, that was quick.
It was here that the Sidemen's output hit maximum overdrive, with nothing to do besides record videos all day, every day, in each other's content. Their YouTube channels grew and grew and grew. All things considered, they'd landed in the perfect setup. They were doing what they loved in an environment that encouraged it while living with their closest mates. But for many of them, I'm sure this was a crossroads moment. It was a huge risk moving into a house with practically strangers. YouTube was big at the time, but being a YouTuber, it wasn't quite respected yet, at least I'm sure not from their parents. Sure, the value of the job was revealing itself, but there were no guarantees. And they were young, finding their feet, working out who they were. Was it the right decision?
They were pretty young when they started.
I've got 300 subscribers in an hour. I'm gonna go and do more.
They were kids chasing a dream. 7 lads who wanted a different life and wanted to have fun.
All right, that right there, he just said 300 subscribers in 1 hour. I'm gonna go do more. Me on the smaller scale, much smaller scale. But I feel the same exact way, and I feel like Most YouTubers probably have that same drive where it's like when you're seeing success, you're seeing growth, you're like, holy shit, like this video has 1,000 more than my regular videos does. And like, it's so motivating and it makes you like just really feel like you got to just keep going. You got to do more. You got to push it. That's exactly how I feel at this moment. And of course, again, smaller scale, but so true what he said. That was so true.
Fun along the way.
Shit, man, we're going somewhere. I need to do more of it. I need to do more of it.
Play, record, edit, sleep, repeat, over and over. They put the graft in, days at their desks, cultivating something big they were only just sniffing. Something was forming here, and millions began to notice. The Sidemen house really brought the lads together.
Get pied, bro.
As well as colleagues, they were truly best friends. They were each integral parts of the group. But a side effect of broadcasting your lives like the boys were is something interesting.
Toby!
We felt like a member too.
Yeah.
When fans today say they grew up with the Sidemen, this is where it began.
Can you come see this real quick?
Personalities bloomed, dynamics developed, and the character archetypes were formed. It didn't take long to expect Vic to be bullied, JJ to do something weird,
I haven't seen that.
or Ethan to laugh hysterically. They'd gone from one-man shows to a sitcom cast, and fans were ready to binge.
To remain in a reformed European Union,
we have a disaster called the Big Lie. Champions of the world.
The mid-2010s were the golden era of YouTube vlogging. Despite coming from backgrounds in gaming, the Sidemen were finding great success in their real-life content. Of course, YouTube was bustling with this stuff back then.
Hello everyone, today I'm joined
Yeah,
by all
facts.
these YouTubers.
IRL
Zoe,
peeps.
Jay, Casper, well there you are, and Alfie Davis.
Joe Sugg and his creator friends reigned the platform for years. But many of these guys are nowhere to be seen in 2022. Asked why, Joe Sugg said,
my audience have all grown up, or the audience I had back then, they're all now in their 20s. The stuff that I knew how to make back then is not what they want to consume now as content.
which means one thing, they didn't adapt well enough.
I was just gonna
Not
say
like the
that.
Sidemen.
Yeah.
To the
Sidemen channel.
2016 was
That's a really good point. It's something that if you want to be in content creation, you do have to think about, especially knowing like your audience's age. Like something you're creating for a 17-year-old to laugh at is not the same thing you're going to create for someone who's like 28, right? It's and I think it naturally happens. Like my content, I've been in content creation for like 5 years as well. And when I first started, my vibe, who I was different than who I am now. I'm obviously a lot more mature. And I do think you could see it in the Sidemen, even when I watch their older content from 3 to 4 years ago. They are different and they do adapt. And that's part of what separates them, for sure.
was a pivotal year for the Sidemen. It was time to expand, attempt new things. Their shared channel was born just in time for their first charity football match.
An embrace ya from the Sidemen.
Mini Minter ripples the net.
100 grand you guys have made for the charities, which is fantastic.
They tightened up
100
their
grand.
banding, hired the right people, and a decision was made to slowly phase out their gaming content in favor of their newer project, Sidemen Sunday. These videos, every Sunday, started modestly, with standard trends and ideas. It didn't take long, however, for those ideas to expand alongside a growing budget. These videos were the Sidemen really sensing their creative potential. The combination of adolescence and resource coalesced into highly captivating content. The Sidemen channel raked in millions of new fans, and larger corporations noticed. In 2018, the group announced The Sidemen Show. Published on YouTube Originals, the 7-part series was the boys' first dip into traditional media. With professional crews and budgets, the Sidemen were now equipped with real production value, as well as celebrity co-stars. This series had all the bells and whistles of larger productions, but still the authentic heart the Sidemen fans loved.
I think we just do a drive-by move, like you get your ass out, we'll just drive by loads of people.
Alright, wait.
That's a tiny ass scar.
Despite all this, the boys never tried to repeat it, but they did catch a taste for that production value. Wanting to take matters into their own hands, but knowing they'll need help, they laid their eyes on talent manager Tanya Pyle, who helped put the YouTube original series together.
And we were just like, yo, like, do you want to be our personal manager? And she thought about it. And she was like, fuck it, let's go. Let's see what happens.
So that's the real hero, huh?
This catalyzed a new era of Sidemen Sundays. Bigger ideas, larger budgets, and longer screen time. Hours of content for fans to consume every single Sunday. It became an instrumental part of a fan's week. They were huge videos, but more importantly, they were consistent.
Yeah, very consistent. We'll never know.
Alongside the boys' hunger to keep pushing, forced the Sidemen into the mainstream. This holiday video, in which the boys split up into a cheap and expensive group, went platinum. On paper,
91
it's 2
mil.
hours of the lads abroad, but the views
It's
don't
Europe,
lie.
isn't
This
it?
video is pure entertainment.
Guys, everyone wants me to watch it. I'm gonna repeat. The 2 hours is so tough for me. That's why I keep putting it off, but I will watch it. I know I have to. But it's just so fucking long, you know? Your girl sucks. My attention span.
Beneath the extensive planning and absorbing performances, there's an effective story here. And some real heartwarming moments.
I'm happy right
The
now.
Sidemen were now operating at their highest potential, which means they had a lot to lose. How could they ensure all of this success didn't start crumbling? The Sidemen are made up of more fame, money, and influence than they ever expected. They'd gone from gaming after school to having the world at their fingertips. It's a power shift sure to go to the heads of most, but the boys never forgot their roots. A system had to be put in place to keep each other grounded.
Right, you sacrifice personal goals and achievements also for a group in achievement. And it's not because it's just like brand achievements, is we're friends, right?
The Sidemen are pretty clear about who's in charge. No one. They knew from day one that keeping it democratic would eliminate egos. With no leader, everyone has equal priority and responsibility. Every Sidemen Sunday you watch was assigned to a specific member whose job it was to organize and oversee the whole project. When a video is completed, it's tallied up on a spreadsheet next to the member who directed it. The goal is to rotate this assignment around, with responsibility being shared equally. But this is only half the system. How did the Sidemen eliminate tardiness? The card system.
Yeah, the
keeps
card
ensuring
system.
accountability.
I've heard about it.
You're 30 minutes late to a shoot, you get a yellow card.
2 lates and a red card. With the red card, a Sidemen Sunday you directed is now scrubbed off your tally. Why is this bad? Because now you're behind the rest of the group. And remember, the goal is for this tally to be equal amongst all of them. Next time a video is assigned, it has to go to you.
If you have to sacrifice maybe like one thing that you can do at a later date for the benefit of 6 of your friends, you're gonna do it.
If you get yellow cards, you have to put more work in then.
The more you let the team down, the more work you do. This decision might be the key factor why the group is still so strong today. The group takes priority, and they've all recognized this. Their longevity is a result of discipline and selflessness.
Guys, I'm just saying I'm wearing that shirt. Did you see it? Did you see it? Hold on.
And they've all recognized
Represent, bro. It's me. I'm in the group.
their longevity.
Sidemen plus girl.
Discipline and selflessness. But it would be criminal to leave their team out of this. For years, the Sidemen boys were jack of all trades. You have to be when starting YouTube. This meant knowledge of sound, camera, marketing, distribution, design, and editing. But there's a crucial stage in every creator's growth where they have to leave
Mr.
that
Beast.
control behind.
We have a couple people that are so essential to the whole operation now because they've come in and they've just put us first on a daily basis.
And today, they have an expert team of specialists that help bring their dreams to reality. Dozens of employees that help on thumbnails all the way up to building businesses. They've recruited powerful people with talent and drive that helps complete the Sidemen puzzle. And in doing so, the group's job titles have evolved.
I think the one thing that's very different about being a video creator is that to do it as a job, you have to become a distributor.
As they've aged, qualities in management, supervision, and leadership have had to form. A spirit for enterprise emerged, and many successful business ventures are thanks to the behind-the-scenes help. Because of this rock-solid foundation and guidance, it's really hard to see the Sidemen slowing down anytime soon.
You guys really could do Sidemen forever and have it maintain your lifestyle forever.
I'm sure the Sidemen look back on their journey as a bit of a fever dream. They've accomplished so much, and every step is still there to be watched. Just 10 years ago, they were kids playing FIFA in their bedrooms. They didn't know their place in the world, what was destined for them. They just had the balls to imagine. It took creative thinking, an endless drive, and a whole lot of responsibility, but the Sidemen paved their own path. And as impossible as it seems now, I'm sure back then, they felt the same way. YouTube today might seem like an impenetrable fortress, like the stars are already established. But the
Yeah.
world latched onto the Sidemen for who they were. You don't need
Facts.
$1 million or a dedicated team. Audiences want one thing, and that's you. Ultimately, the
Well,
Sidemen
hopefully
prove
they
one
want you.
thing, that anything is possible if you just believe in it and do the fucking work.
Facts. Such a massive part of it is doing the work. I think that whoever commented that and all the upvotes you guys gave it, it makes a lot of sense because I have not seen everything, but for someone who's joined on the Sidemen train pretty late, I have seen a lot of their content. I know the boys really well, and it was nice to see this video and just kind of like hear about how they did it and why they're successful. And you know, it's things that you might not think about because it is true. Like the reason that they're where they're at is that they truly did adapt, because I'm sure their original content was a lot dumber, more immature stuff. And I'm not saying they don't make dumb content and immature content at all anymore, but it's obviously shifted a bit, and as has the production and what that guy was talking about, the ability to almost diversify, right? Like a lot of YouTubers, maybe they just uploaded on YouTube for 3 years and they fell off because they didn't go into anything else. You know, they have their vodka, they have their clothing line, they have their sides, which is the food spot, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, that is something that I think separates people who get a lot of longevity out of this content, and they just really do deserve it. Like I know that I watch them because yeah, I like who they are as people, and I think they're very funny together. I feel like you just form these somewhat connections with them where you just want to see what they're up to, what they're doing. It's funny even if they're not doing anything extravagant, and that's what makes them probably more special than most YouTubers, you know? I'm going to throw a little shade at Mr. Beast, not really intentionally, but you know, Mr. Beast obviously does phenomenal on YouTube, and he does all the big stuff, right? Like he does the big productions, entertainment value. And you know, I don't know if I would sit down and watch Mr. Beast just like hanging out with a friend, chilling. Like I don't know a ton about Mr. Beast, but that's just an example I would think of versus the Sidemen when there's videos where there's not too much going on. Like I just enjoy watching them interact and banter. So yeah, that's, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I could see why some YouTubers end up kind of just falling off, and you know, they probably never will. Thank you again for recommending this to me. This was a really cool watch, and definitely gives me even a lot to think about, even though I'm just a reactor. I mean, I love content creation in general, so it's cool to get some motivation from a video like this. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on the next video.